Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. My name is Chinasa U Imo, and today I'll be your moderator for the Fireside Chat program with two powerful women as we celebrate the Women's Month. Remember that over the since the beginning of March, it's been upon programs around the world celebrating the tenacity and the power of women who have broken, you know, the glass, who have come out fully to say that women are more capable to do what has been ascribed to them over the years. That women have the capacity to be leaders, and not just the capacity, they've demonstrated it for a long time. And in line with the UN goals, we begin to celebrate those achievements on yearly basis during the month of March. With us in SieDi-Hub, we've also been busy, working on different areas, hosting powerful women. Last week we had Ajiri, who is a tech expert, a web designer, who wowed us yesterday with her capacity and her ability to use her skills and her expertise to empower other women through other means or through various mediums and means. And today we have two powerful women as well who have joined us, and they are going to be discussing a lot on how women are leading peace and security initiatives in Nigeria. Now, remember that in the last decade, Nigeria have been going through a lot of unrest, a lot of security issues, a lot of crises, both political and communal. And we've also seen disparities across service delivery. Those are insecurities as well to the demography that's supposed to have access to those services but are unable to. And a couple of women, like these two powerful women with me here in the studio, have been working day and night to ensure that women, children, and young people are able to live and have improved quality of life despite those insecurities. So today, join me and welcome Dr. Gborienomie Mac-Fiberesima and Chioma Egwuogu. Two of them will be discussing a lot, and stay tuned and be with us. So I'm going to bring them into the studio. So, Dr. Fiberesima, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's nice coming to meet you live on this studio. Congratulations to Chinasa U Imo, Director of SieDi-Hub. I am Dr. Gborienomie Mac-Fiberesima. I'm a public health consultant, a tuberculosis diagnostic specialist who has been in the field for the past 24 years. I am a cough activist, working seriously to ensure that tuberculosis, being a public health hazard, do not continue to constitute social nuisance. Over the years, I have been in several stakeholder meetings, locally and internationally, finding modalities and strategies in curbing this public health menace. I am a researcher, and most of my publications are around tuberculosis. Working seriously day and night in the public health field on how I can solve problems. Don't be surprised. Tuberculosis is also a part of the insecurity that we have. We are, I'm sure, very much abreast of health insecurity, health tourism, medical tourism. People leave their countries, especially Nigerians. They leave their countries and travel to other places looking for where things are stabilized. And that's what I have been doing over the years with my colleagues to see that we curb this tuberculosis in Nigeria and then stabilize the country, curtailing incessant movement from one place to the other, because one of the signs and the route of transmission of this public health disease is through aerosolization. When somebody coughs, the next person inhales it. When somebody sneezes, the next person inhales it, and from there, the disease begins to spread. But so far, so good. God has been helping us. We are trying our best to see that on a daily basis, things are improved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. for that powerful introduction. Okay, so Chioma, you have the floor. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Chinasa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's good morning here from Nigeria. My name is Egwuogu Chioma. I am a nuclear scientist working with the Nigerian Atomic Energy Commission. And we are the agency charged with promoting the peaceful use of nuclear and atomic energy here in Nigeria. So I am here on this program. Also, I am a member of WCAPS, Women of Color, Advancing Peace, Security, and Conflict Resolution, an organization that tends to sensitize women and encourage them to know that they are capable, that they can do it, seeking to bridge the inequalities between men and women. And I am also a great advocate of the girl-child education, especially in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In my organization, I am a member of the team in charge of nuclear security, which is very essential, very, very, very important. Because when there's no security, the nuclear industry is a highly sensitive one, and so have to be heavily regulated. So nuclear security comes into play. So you have to be up and doing to ensure that the rules, the regulation are well adhered to, so that there is no case of nuclear insecurity. Because when there's a case of nuclear insecurity, nuclear security breach can really be disastrous. So I'm happy to be on this program today. Thank you, Chinasa.
Thank you very much, Chioma. You see, we have two powerful women here. One is our nuclear lords, and the other one is our public health experts. They are combating insecurity in the healthcare space and in the education. And Chioma, your introduction about women promoting young women to move into the STEM space triggered my next questions to both of you, because I've been in conversations where people argue the role of women, what women should really do in the society. And I remember vividly someone telling me that it's already sufficient for women to maintain the home front. Like, that's already a big job. Just be at home, produce kids, and raise them. I'm not saying that that's a less important role, but I'm just trying to, ask this question. Should women do more? And what is the role of education in giving them voice and power to do more beyond just, doing the menial jobs at home? Any of you can take up the question.
Okay, let me go first before Doctor. So, yes, the home front, women have a lot to do, and I must tell you, it's very, very tasking. The home chores alone is very taxing. But you want to agree with me that the world is advancing, that the women cannot perpetually be kept at the background. You see, most decisions that are made, they fail because every segment of the society is not being involved from the onset. Women make up about half of the population of the world. So keeping them just in the home front to take care of kids is not sufficient. They have to come out and be involved in other things, especially in the area of security, like we say, peacekeeping. When they have to be included because they should be allowed to add their own quota. So that is where education of the woman comes into place. Because when a woman is educated, confidence is being built in her. She has this confidence to know that, yes, I have the capability. I am capable. I can do it. So it's very important that the women are encouraged to be educated, because it helps them to realize their capability. It helps them to realize their innate potentials. It helps them to move on from just being mere passive onlookers or just the home keepers to being active protagonists. So I think women can do more, just more than just being kept at the home to look after the home. Thank you.
Doctor, take it on.
Okay, thank you, Chioma. That was a good one. Yeah, education for the woman or the girl child cannot be overemphasized. The world currently is going global. Everything, technology is advancing. So keeping the woman or the girl child behind the kitchen will not help the nation. Education, just like Chioma said, builds confidence, and confidence builds hope. Hope builds peace. This put together gives the woman or the girl child an opportunity to develop her personal thinking ability. These days, organizations are looking for people that can solve problems, just like what we are facing in Nigeria and other countries. The woman stands a better chance in solving the problems that revolve around peace and insecurity. Naturally, the woman is made to keep the home, and by that virtue, she has a versatile opportunity to the men, the husband, and to the children. When an educated woman talks, people listen. When an educated woman speaks, people think that she wants to impart knowledge. And so, giving the girl child or the woman proper education can help countries, families, communities to cope the current menace that we are facing. Education builds communication. There is nothing you can do without proper communication. And if a woman is educated, she can communicate effectively. And once effective communication is enhanced, the problem of insecurity becomes a thing of the past. An uneducated woman cannot communicate. She will not have the skills, the knowledge, and the drive to do it. So educating the girl child or the woman is key in solving problems that revolve around peace and insecurity. Let me hold it here.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that contribution. In fact, when you were talking, my leading question would be, how would an educated woman contribute to curbing peace and security in our society, and you just somehow touched on that question. But can you, both of you, I mean, just give example of where women have played active role in, solving insecurity or crisis issues in the society?
Yeah. Hello. So many women have played very significant roles in solving the problems of peace and insecurity here in Nigeria and in other countries. When we talk about peace and insecurity, it also connects to economic problems. Sometimes what is really triggering insecurity are economic problems. No money at home. The economic resources are not well shared. There is no equity. And so women are bothered. Women take it upon themselves to see how they can key into the political arena, the leadership fields, because these are very sensitive areas where a woman can explore her wealth of knowledge. We have different women leaders in Nigeria. So many women are taking up leadership roles. We have Dora Kuyili of blessed memory. We have in Nigeria here, we have former governor of Rivers State, retired Chief Justice Mary Odili, who used her potentials to create FIDA in solving problems that arise around women in their marriages. These are just a few that I have mentioned. In our churches, we have them. In the communities, my late mother, late Ma Margaret Iwo, was a very effective tool in maintaining peace at home and in the church. My father, being a cleric, was faced with diverse problems emanating from the church, emanating from the community, emanating from the society. And so many times he will be called on to come and solve these problems. My mother used her feminine position to see that she talked into my dad, not to pull into what the community and the church will demand. So many a times there have been chaos. Many a times there are domestic violence in the home. You see a man asking his wife to leave because the woman is troubled about how she is treated at home. So the role of a woman in solving the problems of insecurity and solving the problems that revolves around peace cannot be overemphasized. There are so many, and they are playing very key roles. And that's why it is very important that the girl child or the woman should be educated. When a woman is not educated, she's handicapped. She will not be able to go far. She wouldn't have the independent thinking abilities. She will not be able to think out of the box. She will not be able to connect the tools of communication. Today, technology is advancing. We have different means of communication. If the woman is not educated, she will not be able to utilize these forums for her voice to be heard.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chioma. Chioma, what would be your contribution in this conversation?
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Doctor has really done justice to this question. Honestly, in Nigeria, we have so many women that are leading the forefront. I want to add to the list Dr. Konjo Iweala, who is the president of WTO, there advocating unity amongst nations. So we have women that are so impactful. I don't want to sound so political, But there's this one woman that's recently been celebrated in Nigeria, Professor Nnenna Oti. She's really been getting accolades for the role she played during the election of Abia State, being the collating officer. So she's been given accolades as a woman for standing up for the truth, and standing up for the truth helps to promote peace, helps to promote security. Because when when the truth is being diverted, inadvertently you are calling for insecurity, you are calling for unrest. So women are doing a great deal. I might not have their names handy now, but in Nigeria, so many women are leading the home front, promoting peace, promoting unity amongst them. Let me stop here. Thank you.
I absolutely agree with you. And I'll just have to say here, I am not a politician and I always declare myself political neutral. Doesn't mean I don't play my civic responsibility or I don't have preferred candidate. But when you mentioned that woman, I laughed because right now she's my woman crush because her role really elevated, really transformed the narrative of politics, especially when the polity is charged across the nation and people are accusing public officers of undermining the wills of the people. Someone, and especially a woman, coming up to say, no, I stand by my position that things needs to and has to be done in a transparent way. So I'm glad that you mentioned her and every other women that you've mentioned here that we are celebrating as role model for our young girls. And this leads me to my next question. But before I go to my next question, I just want to let the audience know that anywhere you are watching from, we are streaming this live on YouTube, we are streaming this live on Facebook, and we are streaming this live on LinkedIn. All are all linked as you watch and participate. Comment, ask questions, bring your own suggestions, use the comment box to throw in your questions, your comment, or your contribution. This is, a broader conversation in public, and your questions will be attended to by our guests here in the studio. Okay, so let's take it off. My next question to us, I have seen various reports from the UN, various UN agencies that are working in the areas of migration, areas of girl, child, and women empowerment, in the area of UN peace and security, and they keep mentioning that insecurity and including communal crisis or political crisis and the rest of all the insecurity issues like even violence against women and children, domestic violence and the rest of them, that they are one of the major causes of vulnerability for women's health and mental well-being. Can you throw light on this claim in Nigerian context? Any of you can pick it up. Chioma, take it up.
Okay. Um, Sorry, can you repeat? Can you rephrase the question? Let me get what
Oh,
you're saying.
sure. I'm just my question is that a lot of international organization and even local organization has attributed insecurity, crisis, conflict, violence as one of the major causes of vulnerability for women's health and mental well-being. So throw a light on this claim in Nigerian
Oh,
context.
okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. Right. Yes. Really. I attended a program, and that this was really the main discourse, the mental health of the woman. So, when so many things, when you have so many things that disturbs your peace, that disturb your peace, and they are not being checked. If you don't check yourself, you tend to degrade mentally. In this part of the world, we don't take mental ill health serious. I don't think it's until somebody removes his or her clothes and start parading the streets that we begin to suspect that the person has mental problem. But no, 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 no. There are various cases of domestic abuse, verbal abuse. This case was more pronounced during the COVID-19 epidemic, when you had lockdowns and so many couples were made to stay in the house from morning till night. Statistically, the cases of abuses that were recorded, violence, was just shot up, skyrocketed. So, and all these things impact negatively more on the woman, because the woman is always on the receiving side. So when there are cases of insecurity in the home front or in the community, it impacts on the health of the woman. And most time this comes to play. The symptoms, it comes to play. You notice the woman talking to herself most of the time, being not confident of herself, being a shadow of herself, can't express herself fully, not even sure of herself. So these are all the symptoms, the outshoot of mental ill health. So women really need to watch this. These all contribute to domestic violence, insecurity in the community, insecurity at home, verbal abuse. They all contribute to the mental instability of the woman, and they all affect her negatively. So women really need to check this. When you feel you are not getting it, when you feel you are no longer sure of yourself, am I this person? When you feel that you are what you in fact, you're not even sure that what you are doing, you are getting it, then you really need to check yourself for mental ill health.
Thank you
Mental
very much.
ill health is real. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chioma. And we will bring Doctor to the to give do justice to this question. Doctor, take it over.
Thank you, Chinasa. Yeah, the current prevailing domestic violence in the home, in the community, impacts negatively on the girl child and the woman. In fact, the consequence is fatal. Sometimes it leads to death. Sometimes, like Chioma has said, it leads to mental impairment. Sometimes it brings about developmental problems. Children begin to find it difficult to develop appropriately. Remember that we must understand that what influences people most is what they see and not what they hear. Yeah, to some extent, what people hear can influence.
Hello? Hello? Hello, doctor. We lost you for like a second there. Okay, so while doctor checks on her internet, I mean we are in Africa. Internet is not our father's right. So sometimes
Exactly. Exactly.
sometimes it disappoints us. I just want to recognize those who have joined us from from different parts. We have Mba Uka Ihechi Loro. Joining us from LinkedIn, and you know he's giving us a clap. So thank you very much, Mba, for joining. We have also Dr. Rhoda Nwalozie joining us from River State University. Thank you, Doctor. And then we have Kimba Ogamba giving us a thumb up for the program. So thank you very much, everyone. And if you're joining us, if you're just joining us now, we have these two powerful women discussing on the role of women in like women leading peace and security initiatives in Nigeria. So, Doctor, is your internet fixed now? We can continue
Yes.
from the conversation. All right, take it up.
Okay. Yeah, like I said earlier, people are more influenced with what they see and not what they hear. Yes, to some extent, we understand that what somebody hears also can impact negatively or positively. But on a greater note, it is what we see. What we see actually influences us more and most. So relating it to the women population and the girl child population, there is no doubt that the domestic violences that are meted upon women seriously impact on their emotional intelligence. Many of them lose their confidence. Many of them lose the skills that they are made with. They don't have that public confidence to speak up anymore. They run into their shells. Some of them resort to stealing. Some of them also resort to violence on their fellow women or even on their children, especially when the home front is not suitable, not favorable to them. The effect is meted upon the children, and this is
Hello. Okay, I think right now we have to move to the other question that we have, just so we keep to time. I want to ask, now that we have, forayed these problems, how can we address them both from policy perspective and direct intervention? Like, I know a lot of us are working in different working with the different initiatives. Both of you are leaderships of the WCAPs in Nigeria. And myself, I own a nonprofit, but we can only do, you know, as much as we can as individual or even as a civil society. But there is a policy twist to this, and I want us to look at this issue broadly and how we can solve them from both angle, from the policy perspective and from programs perspective.
yeah, in the policy aspect, it will be very important for women as homemakers, as people that are in charge of their husbands and their husbands to make their voices to be heard. And for effective decision making to be enhanced, a woman must be knowledgeable on how to use the available communication tools. A woman must be innovative. The woman must be innovative. She must become an entrepreneur. She should not depend on the husband alone. Gone are the days where women sit in the kitchen, confine themselves to the kitchen needs of the family alone. The women should go out. Educated women should look for jobs. They should control their own finance. They should control their own funds to support the family. Wherever they find themselves, they should ensure that they become useful economically, politically, and otherwise. In the church, in the community, in the society, where they work, wherever they find themselves, they should become valuable. And for this to be visible, I am still going back, for this to be visible is what will make it to be visible is that a woman ought to be educated. In our homes, formal education is key. These days, Many parents do not stay at home to watch their kids any longer. It's a busy world. The woman is working, the man is working. In the midst of that, the woman should find time to also stay at home to train the kids, give them proper informal education. That is what will give them a foundation. A girl child that has good formal education will not become driven so quickly to social vices. There are opportunities for digital marketing. She should ensure also that she attends conferences, workshops, because these are areas where knowledge is shared. And by so doing, we'll be able to curb some of these social menaces that are prevailing in the society.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Chioma, Doctor raised salient issues here that the policy thrust should be on education, and I know that you do a lot on education advocacy and intervention. So, can you tell us your own response towards these questions?
Yes, yes. We are seeking for solutions to the issues we raised. So just like Doctor said, education is key. Education is key, very, 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 very key. Both formal education, both and then informal education in the home front. It is very, very key. So women should be encouraged to go to school. It will amaze you that in this era that some men still hold back the girl child from going to school while they encourage the male to go to school. And that is it's one of the things that WCAPS as a society is doing. Educating the woman, encouraging the woman to be educated, one, and when you are educated, encouraging the woman to be empowered. Financial empowerment is key, not to be solely dependent on the husband, because when you are empowered financially, you have a say of your own. So all these goals, then sensitization, we sensitize them on the need to be conscious of themselves, to have confidence in themselves that they can do it. You see, there are so many positions. When a position is put out there, you see qualified women shine out. Oh, I don't know. And you see less qualified men with all boldness, they'll go into it and they get it. So there is need for women to be conscious of this fact, for that confidence to be built in them, that they are capable, that they can do it, that they can match up to the responsibilities. So these are very, very key. Empowerment, being empowered, not solely relying on the husband, and also in the home front, bringing up the children, even with the formal education they receive, also offering the informal education. There are other ways to nurture this home. I think when these are being imbibed, also in the policy making, that's why we are advocating women inclusiveness in politics, because like I said from the onset, that most decisions fail because every segment of the society is not being included from the beginning. When policies are being made and women are not being considered, it will impact in the society in the form of insecurity, in the form of absence of peace. So that's why we're advocating for women inclusiveness in politics. So because when we are there, when policies are being made, women will be considered and their vulnerability will be considered. So I think when these are being put in place and women is being conscious, is being made to be conscious of her capabilities, and confidence is built in her, and she goes out there and is empowered, I think the menace we face in the issues of insecurities and lack of peace will be curbed to a large extent.
Thank you very much. If I can sum in two sentences, what both of you have just said is one, the responsibility in the policy aspect is for government and all stakeholders to create enabling environment for education of women, formal education, without neglecting the informal settings where parents contribute, both male and female. Remember, it takes two to tango. So it's two people that produces these kids. So when parents also prioritize beyond just pursuing economic values, they prioritize raising their children with, home and family values, societal values that would create, that environment for them to develop interpersonal relationship skills, and be able to build the confidence that they need to pursue their own goals when they grow. And then the second one I heard was empowerment. It's not just enough to train the women, but we also need to empower them to hone their skills, empower them to pursue their goals and aspirations without any impediment, either from the society or from the family front. Thank you very much, both of you, for contributing this. Now, Chioma, you mentioned a little bit about W caps, and I know we are conscious of time. A little bit of W caps, and most people could have been wondering what is W caps. I just want to voice it out that W caps means Women of Color Advancing Peace and Peace and Security. So, and it has chapters across the world, and Chioma and Dr. Gborienomie are both sitting on the leadership of the Nigerian chapter. And I will go back. I know you touched a little bit around that, the role of WCAPS in improving this peace and security we've been talking about. I would just like for both of you in a summarized sentence, explain to us how WCAPS Nigeria have been, working hand in hand, either in partnership or as an initiative to promote this peace and security cause. Dr. Gborienomie, please take the mic.
Thank you, Chinasa U Imo. Yeah, WCAPS, Women of Color Advancing Peace and Security, the Nigerian chapter mobilize women from all walks and crannies of the economy, especially those that are in STEM, to come together and have a common voice to maintain peace, a common voice to curb insecurity, a common voice to promote women well-being, economic well-being, medical well-being, and all other sorts. Over the years, women have been so marginalized, and that is the brain behind forming this organization, so that women can come together to discuss their common challenges, that also affect the global world, and to see what they can put together as women to bring solutions from their individual thinking abilities and solve problems of insecurity and peace. That is what WCAPS is doing, and the Nigerian chapter of WCAPS, about 2 years now, has done a lot. We have organized webinars, online workshops, and on each occasion, we have called women to come and speak positively to influence our minds, to begin to see the need of maintaining peace and security. Last year, we were...
Thank you very much, Dr. Chioma, what's your contribution?
Yeah, WCAPS is really doing a lot in the areas of advancing and promoting peace and security among women and the greater, larger community. So we've had series of programs where we invite security experts and to analyze this security, how it affects women, how and together we look at it, and how women and children can be protected from this. We have series of program lined up. We have also monthly seminar presentation in WCAPS, where we pick up topics that touch women, that affect women, and we educate ourselves, we ask questions. So basically it's about empowering the woman. And also we are also into conflict resolutions. The woman is a peaceful being, so where there are conflicts, WCAP steps in as a body and tends to profile solutions for peace to reign.
Thank you very much to both of you. And I know that I've been, asking so much questions, and I know that both of you are capable to come into this discussion. So I hope that the audience and our team and everybody joining us are enjoying the conversation, because we've discussed a lot of things on what is impacting women's health and well-being, and how we can solve them, and how women, when they are empowered, can in turn maintain peace and security in our polity. And I'll just say that I'm part of the organization, and we're all, promoting peace and security in different aspects. And that leads to initiatives like you mentioned, and, SieDi-Hub as an organization that is turning 1 year, or rather is turning 1 year this month, that coincide with the Women's Month, and seeing the goals and objectives of that we have set for ourselves as an organization to improve, the general well-being and the quality of lives of people, especially young women, youths, and women. And also, this extends to children in low resourced community. I have to emphasize that low resource, because sometimes people mistake low resource to be rural, but that's not the context of low resource settings. But we are intervening in low resource communities, and we know that all these issues that we've mentioned here, violence against women, domestic violence against, children and women themselves, and even sometimes, men also receive this violence. And then we look at societal insecurity, like where we found ourselves in the eastern part. There have been agitation for a very long time that, keep crippling the economy and reducing the ability of women to do their everyday business. What would be your advice to an organization, to SieDi-Hub, as we continue to improve programming in, intervening in this area?
So my advice, let me come to SieDi-Hub, is that they should keep up the good work. We want to see more of this program. We want to see more women being brought in, women in various various fields, being brought in to talk on issues, diverse issues, as it affects women, as it affects the girl child, as it affects children. So we want SieDi-Hub to step up the tempo and keep up the good work and continue in the work in the media publicity, advancing peace and security in the world in the world generally.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah.
What do you have for us?
Honestly, I want to applaud the efforts of SieDi-Hub, and I want to say that the bold step that you have taken to bring women together to solve security problems in the world should continue. This is one other way we can network. This is one other way we can come together to think out of the box, to solve problems that border on us, which also border on the society. Of course, everybody knows that the role of a woman in nation building, in peacekeeping, cannot be overemphasized. The woman has a lot to do. How do we do it? This is one of the forum that we can explore to bring that to stay. Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doctor and Chioma. And I've been enjoying this conversation, and I think the audience agree with me because they have been saying so much, giving so much thank you through the platform, the streaming platform. Ladi Ogazi from Facebook said, "Thank you very much. Thank you so much. A nice one." So we really appreciate that feedback from you. And Solomon Abe from YouTube says, "Thank you, Dr. Chioma and Dr. Gborienomie, for that insightful discourse." I agree. It's been quite an insightful discussion that we've had here, and I appreciate personally the advice that you have proffered, on how we can solve this. Like, it just seemed like we have so much problems in the world that is so difficult to grasp, yet the two major solutions to it is just educate people, because an educated mindset frames certain decision in a very positive way. And then empowerment. When you empower people, they would go about being resourceful in promoting and improving their lives without recourse to crisis, conflict, destruction of properties, beating and fighting everyone due to aggression or anger, or bottled up frustrations and all that. So I really appreciate both of you contribution. And as we move towards wrapping up, what would be your final remark, or what would be your final comments in this conversation? Chioma, take it up.
Okay, my final remark is that the girl child should be educated. Let us go out there and continue with the awareness, creating the awareness of the education of the girl child. Because when the girl child is educated, confidence is being built in her. And this is very integral in the process of security, peacekeeping, and security and conflict resolution. When the girl child is being educated, her communication skills are being improved. She understands what drives conflict. She understands what drives misunderstanding. She understands what drives insecurity. And when she understands this, she can profile dialogue for peace. So I think I encourage that we go out there and we continue with the evangelization of the girl child. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chioma. And I yield the mic to you, Dr. Gborienomie.
Emphasize that the girl child should be educated. Education builds empathy and tolerance. Aggrieved persons will not be driven to violence anymore if they are given the right education. The Human Rights Convention declares that education must prepare a child for responsible life and effective participation in a free society, understanding peace, tolerance, equity of sexes. One other aspect that brings these problems is stigmatization. I want to advise as many as are hearing our voice that people that are marginalized, people that are deprived should not be stigmatized, because when we stigmatize them, it escalates the problem. So in conclusion, education is key to maintaining peace and security wherever we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the both of you. And if you are just joining us or your internet was shaky, we have Dr. Gborienomie Mac-Fiberesima and Egwuogu Chioma, who have been here since over almost an hour discussing on how women are leading peace and security initiatives in Nigeria. Thank you very much to all our viewers and to everyone who have joined us, to everyone who have contributed, and to everyone who has commented. We appreciate you. And stay tuned with us because this fireside chat conversation happens twice or three times every month, where we bring different experts to come talk on different issues that relates on women and youth empowerment. Till we meet again, thank you and stay blessed. Happy Friday to everyone. And I would say that Friday is my most favorable day of the week. So
Yeah, it
without
is.
much ado, thank you very much and bye from our team here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.